I'm Nate. You're the Council Leader Van Buren's daughter, right?
Uh-huh. And you are not invited to my party.
Quite, pretty what you've done with the city.
I got it all out of my book. And Mommy says I've got a real artificial talent.
Artistic. Although, artificial works too. Wouldn't it be fun to move on and transform something else? Or to travel back to Seastone and have an afternoon nap?
Mommy's looking for the elf who stole things from us.
Yes, but aren't you the one in charge here? Just tell her you want to go somewhere else.
But I've got everything ready for my tea party, and the guests will arrive any minute.
But... a tea party, huh?
Exactly like in my book. I'm celebrating my birthday. I've got a table, tea, and lovely things to eat, and any minute now the guests will arrive. The Mad Hatter and the White Rabbit. And then I'll get presents.
I'd love to be a guest at your tea party.
Ew, you can't come. You aren't a Mad Hatter, and you're not a White Rabbit either. And you're a boy, and ugly.
Now listen here.
I can make you pretty.
Thank you, but that's not necessary. And this Hatter and Rabbit? Will you make them appear by magic?
No, I can only change things. They will come here. I've done everything exactly the same as in my book, so they've gotta come. I always get very angry if I don't get exactly what I want.
Okay.
And they all have to bring me presents, and when the Hatter and the White Rabbit are there, then Mommy has to come over as well. Right, Mommy?
What, sweetie?
When the other guests have arrived, then you'll come over too and give me an unbirthday present, right?
Of course, my sweet. As soon as a Mad Hatter and a White Rabbit appear, then I'll give you the most super-duper present ever.
Ha! Did you hear that? The biggest, bestest present ever!
Who is this Mad Hatter you're expecting?
He's a Hatter, and he's mad.
Uh-huh. And what is it that makes him a Hatter? And what makes him so mad?
He wears a top hat and a colorful neckerchief, and I'm not sure why he's mad, but he is.
I see. A white rabbit at a tea party? Curious.
You think?
Yeah, and perhaps you should give him a watch if he doesn't turn up soon.
No, my guests have to give me a present.
I've got to go.
Yes, otherwise you'll scare my guests away.
Cast off. A green top hat. It should be useful. Green top hats always are. We waited for it. Then it was Critter and me cannonballed in from the... A green top hat. It should be useful. most of the Ah, Randolph, my living skeleton hand. Critter and Randolph don't really get on, but all hands are needed on board a ship. All hands needed. Hey, Randolph, high five. That always works. I should be able to find something useful for dressing up here. White powder, for example. Anything else? Perfume atomizer. Empty, unfortunately. Nah, nothing of use. Wasn't there a... Ah, there. The rabbit costume. All right, then. An atomizer for perfume and eau de toilet. It didn't survive a day on board with Critter. It's all in. I don't know if it's the best perfume ever, but as I made it, chances are it is. Not my style. Too crazy. A heavy plank of wood. Not very long, but quite fat. Just like the Mary. The mirror's ancient, but still works pretty well. That would be quite funny, but this is not the right time. Cast off. Hello. I'm the Hatter. The Mad Hatter.
Just like in my book! Are you really mad?
Sure, completely insane. I think you're a revolting child, and you have terrible taste.
You must be really mad if you're making fun of me! Have you got a present for me, too?
I hereby present you with the insight that life isn't about receiving presents.
Say what? That isn't a present, stupid! I want a real present!
Yes, but you see...
Whatever! My mommy's gonna give me a real big present!
Yes, but...
I want a present!
A present! Of course! Hi.
Oh, Hatter! Have you got a present for me?
And what kind of presents would you like?
Good ones! Any anyone wishing to come to my birthday party must give me a good present.
And what is a good present?
I like sweet and fluffy animals. I like things for girls. And I like fairy tales.
Hi.
Oh!
I've got a great gadget for you. A magical communicator.
A what?
If you pull the string tight and someone speaks into the tin at one end, you can hear what he says at the other end.
That's completely lame. If you want something, then you could just scream loudly for it.
But it's not lame.
It is. And totally impractical with all those cables and all. Huh. Now it'll work without the stupid cable.
Even better.
Say what? That isn't a present. I want a real present. Something that I can hold.
I've got a wonderful perfume for you.
Perfume? Achoo!
Splendid, isn't it? All the ladies in Lorem Ipsum are wearing it this season.
But it's making my eyes water.
That's how it has to be. Don't you know the saying, one must suffer to be beautiful? You shouldn't really be wearing this kind of thing yet. It's only for the big girls.
Only for grown-ups?
Yes, little girls shouldn't wear perfume. Only women of the world.
I am a woman of the world.
I thought so. But don't tell your mother anything about it.
Thank you. What a lovely present. Please take a seat, Mr. Hatter.
At once, milady. I, just want to watch out for my friend, the White Rabbit.
It's about time he arrived.
That would be quite funny, but this is not the... Hey, Critter.
Huh?
Forget it.
Okay.
We haven't got a present for that brat yet, and I don't want to see Critter in drag for any longer than necessary. A skimpy rabbit costume. Nice. A fine white powder. It's used to make wigs white and to create mischief. Randolph, my living skeleton hand. Very handy. I'd better not speak to her. She could turn me into a small, hairy, pink critter in the blink of an eye. And who would want something like that hanging around? The bird doesn't sound anything like William, but if old Red...
Give Nate the compass, bird brain.
Did you say that?
Huh? I'm over here.
Be careful what you say, William.
What? William's dead. I'm talking to you. What? I've had enough of you and this whole charade. Give Nate what he needs and let me go.
You ungrateful tit! I told you you're only to speak when I ask you something.
No one listens to you, fatty.
Fatty? I won't be insulted by a feathered mongrel. One more word.
And what, bird brain?
Oh, just you wait. No, come back. Come back. Who's gonna talk to me now?
Hello?
Aye. Have they gone?
I've gotta go.
See.
I think the parrot is happy not having to play the one-man entertainer in the madhouse anymore. Hey, you up there. Are you hungry? Gotcha! I'd better not speak. I'm lucky the bird is more of an accessory and isn't a fighter like the ape. Not my style. Too crazy. Hey, Critter!
Soda Lupa? Not too neat.
I had to do that. Trust me. The Van Buren brat is expecting a Mad Hatter and a White Rabbit at her tea party.
Soda Lupa?
I've got an idea. All you've got to do is play the White Rabbit. It worries me a little how easy it is to persuade you to do this kind of thing. All right. You're white, you've got a costume on, you've got a present. It's now or never. May I introduce you to the White Rabbit?
That doesn't look like a normal rabbit at all.
Yes, well, you know.
Gosh, it's a super rabbit.
Only the best for your party.
Have you got a present for me, little Snuffles?
Put it up.
Mr. Hoppy thought you might like a rare animal from his homeland.
Oh, that really is pretty. Pretty? Squawk?
And he talks.
Ooh! Oh, that's such a lovely present. Please, Mr. Bird, do take a seat. Do take a seat, Mr. Hoppy. May I offer you some tea?
So, Mr. Hoppy and I are here. Wasn't your dear mother going to join us?
Uh-huh. Mommy, it's tea time! The Hatter and the Rabbit are here!
The what? It's lovely that you found someone to play with, but Mummy has to work.
You promised me the biggest and bestest present ever as soon as the Hatter and the Rabbit arrived!
But darling, those aren't...
I want my present now! Where is it?
But darling, we already talked about this. You mustn't get so overexcited and stop pointing that thing at me.
I want my present!
Of course. It's, in sea stone. You can choose something from the shop. I can't do anything here by the look of it.
This little mirror came from a tomb in Lorem Ipsum. Is it worth anything?
Is that... Oh. Do you know what you've got there?
I'll take that as a yes then.
That's the mirror. The first one. Thousands of years old. Just imagine all the things it's seen. All the classics you could watch in it.
Wanna swap? The mirror, the first one, thousands of years old, in mint condition, for the mirror connected to Ivo's room?
Yes, of course. Take it. Wow. Mirrors used to be so small.
Some happy well... Ivo is still asleep in her bed. Nothing is going to change if I don't come up with something. Delicious. It's impossible to keep your hands off this kind of thing.
I'm not proud.
No, I'm gonna be strong. Some would say that's a feast for sore eyes. But in my experience, the mouth has the feast, not the eyes. Would you like some of these sweets? Whoa, Betty! Someone's got one hell of a sweet tooth. I haven't got any more. There's about 200 weights of these unhealthy treats waiting for you over there, in front of the palace. Yes, go, but make sure you don't eat them all at once. What have you done, little fella? You... the whole lot? How is that even... I mean, it's gotta have gone somewhere. Not only is she blessed with an appetite, she's also got fantastic digestion. That's the biggest, most formidable, and most glittery heap of dung I've ever seen. You want me to... That's... it's still warm. This hippogriff dung in my bag is some of the most repulsive and stinky stuff I've ever carried around. And that includes the night I carried Stinky Pete home from the tavern. Not only is she blessed with an appetite, the ape has got nothing to match the vent. He could easily take me out if I tried it. Good news.
Have they gone?
Certainly. It was hard work, but worth it for a magic compass.
What magic compass?
The spirit compass you promised me.
I don't remember that. Do you, Pierre? Nah, Pierre doesn't either.
You said you'd lend me the spirit compass if I got rid of the Van Burens.
So what? Did you hear me say pirate's word of honor?
You didn't say pirate's word of honor.
Therefore, according to pirate law, no contract was entered into. You should have known that, Nate.
But I need the compass.
And I'm not going to hand it over that easily. You should have known that too. Out with him and bolt the door.
You're gonna regret this. What did you say, Pierre? Fat loony? I wouldn't dare say that. That thug bolted the gate after he threw me out. Just look at that. Thinks he's something special just because he beat up a fully grown man. Most of the community. Cast off. I have to convince her that she's not Her mother could leave her in this state for months, or even... I have to wake her up. This mirror and the one from the observatory have a special connection. This mirror and the one from the observatory have a special connection. Cast off.
Nate! What's going on? Why did you take Ivo's mirror?
Let's give them a bit of privacy. What do you think?
Private what?
The mirror shows everything that the mirror from Ivo's room sees. Currently, the inside of my bag. This mirror and the one from the observatory have a special connection. Oh, right.
Hey, I was watching that!
It won't take long. Anyway, you owe me a favor for getting rid of the Van Burens.
Alright then, but hurry up!
Cast off. If this doesn't work, then I'm a goner. Don't hurt me! You have to see this.
You! You did this to my baby!
I didn't. And you should have a look at this. Your grandchild.
Stop making such a racket. Nora, keep those kids of yours in check.
Well...
You want to see into the future and find out what you've done to her? I'll show you.
Why don't you ask Granny whether she'll tell you a story? Don't call me Granny.
A story, a story!
Do you really want to keep her imprisoned here so that she hates you for the rest of her life?
Granny tells the best stories!
All right then. What story do you want to hear?
No. I see I was wrong.
I made a decision for Ivo once because I thought it was the best for her. It broke my heart, and it was wrong. Only one person should make decisions on Ivo's life. Ivo. I'll wait outside.
What's happened? You stunned me!
Not quite so fast, darling.
How much time has passed?
A little. The human is still here. He's waiting outside.
Is Nate still here?
He convinced me to wake you up. Ivo, I didn't want this. One can be full of good intentions and still do the wrong thing.
And apologies will not make what's done undone.
No, they don't. But one can only try to do the right thing and hope to be forgiven. Ivo.
Farewell.
What's taking so long?
I fetched this.
Are you okay?
Yes, fine. Dad says I have you to thank for this?
I didn't want to just leave you lying there. And while I was at it, I discovered lorem ipsum.
Then you'll help me transform Alistair back?
What do you mean, help you? The critter and me did all the work while you were asleep.
Oh, you... Oh.
We'll bring Alistair back. That's all. It changes nothing, all right?
I don't want anything else. Now let's get out of here. Get some distance between me and my mother.
You heard, critter. Cast off. Cast off.
Impressive. Did you excavate all this?
We had some help.
Who?
He's waiting in the pyramid, the entrance of which me and Critter opened all on our own. Ivo?
Yes?
See you later.
Okay, see ya. no.
Mortimer?
Oh, I am not going to talk to you.
You know each other?
We know each other?
I don't know what it's doing here, but for the sake of my sanity, I'm going to ignore it.
You really do know each other.
What's wrong with her?
Surprising. Even the things made of wood are still preserved. Well, I guess the climate's warm and dry in here, but I would have expected that much more would have rotted away after all this time. Even my elf eyes aren't able to penetrate this darkness. I don't dare enter without light.
Right. Again.
Hard shells, big pincers, dung beetles. Ugh, a lot of them. Hard shell.
A simple bronze chisel. Sharp, too. One trap less. Delicious. At least I don't have to carry it around with me anymore. The dung beetles can smell the dung. They're very excited. They're running back and forth on the walls of the hole. They're looking for a way to get to the ball. Run, my little workers! Go forth and get yourselves the mother of all dung balls! They're doing it. Together they're strong. However, not very clever. Why not? All right then, what happens here? A board full of small stone discs. Looks a bit like a board game.
Behind such boards, we used to hide treasures back in the day.
That thing's a safe of sorts?
Indeed. If you manage to move the figure to one of the treasure fields, the board will flip open. There are pitfalls, and fields that turn into pitfalls after they have been stepped on. You can't step on spiky fields, but the golem can. He will move towards your figure if you are standing in a straight line to him.
All right. And anyone can open the safe if he wins the game?
Well, some think that a thief that goes through the trouble of solving the puzzle has earned the right to do some looting. Personally, I never agreed with that.
Alrighty then. I'll try my luck.
No, this present does not belong to you.
Present?
Read, fool. Present of the Pharaoh to his favorite concubine, Star of the East.
Ooh, that sounds like gold, gems, finest jewelry.
Huck, Nake! Huck, Nake!
What are you doing?
I will continue to make this noise as long as you try to steal from the Pharaoh's favorite concubine.
She must have been dead for thousands of years.
Huck, Nake!
Okay. Behind the stone board there should be treasure. I just have to win this strange game first so that the board opens. A lever. That could mean anything in this pyramid. Something happened. And now it's been reversed again. A grate, and some kind of enclosure behind it. But it doesn't look as if there's much danger lying in wait for me. There are only a couple of skeletons on the floor.
What has happened to the basilisks?
I'm no zoologist, but it might be problematic if you don't feed basilisks for a few thousand years.
But the scarabs survived.
Yeah, but that's because there's enough shit in this world. A wheel in the wall. Judging by its position, I'd say it opens the grate next to it.
Quite right. We had blind slaves who cared for the basilisks. They were only allowed to open the enclosures when all others had left the room.
The basilisks don't need the wheel anymore. Thanks to Critter, I can see enough. And what I can see, I don't like.
Nate doesn't like puzzles much. Too much thinking for him. But whatever this was here, he appears to have solved it. A big stone board filled with loads of small stone boards. No idea what this is for. At a time when most other humans were still living in mud huts, they were creating very delicate stonework here. Impressive. Of course, we elves were already living in multi-story houses, had 60-strong orchestras and comprehensive health cover. But for humans, not bad. There are bones lying on the floor behind the bars. I'd say they were of medium-sized snakes or lizard-like creatures.
A lever that presumably controls something in this pyramid. A hand wheel to manually open the basilisk enclosure. Here, you might need this more than me. People found the petrified bones of huge ancient lizards. If all animals were bigger back then than they are today, this here could have belonged to a massive hamster. People found the... Is this another sarcophagus or something?
No, that is a tool chest.
Quite a lot of work just for storing some tools, don't you think?
Lorem Ipsum was built with knowledge and these tools. We revere them.
Do you know how to open the chest?
You have to set the right code. It is yellow, red, red, blue, green.
You remember it?
Why wouldn't I?
Various hammers, a compass, a plumb line? Not very impressive. What's this?
That's just a standard time manipulator. You'd be better off taking the plumb line.
Time manipulator?
It stops time for a few seconds in a limited area. Very handy if you need to carry out work on fast-moving parts. But the plumb line will allow you to build things perfectly perpendicular to the ground. That's like magic.
I think I'll stick with the time manipulator thingy. Nice. The time manipulator stops time in a limited area for a few seconds. Useful. That could work. I wonder whether I could just pluck the darn prickly things out of the air.
Only if you're not too bothered about the poison they've been dipped in.
Perhaps I can snake my way through. I could go here, then there. You'd have to be a contortionist to get through the balls without touching one. Here, take the time manipulator. But be careful, and don't point it at anyone. Let me guess. The Pharaoh's burial chamber is behind this door.
Yes, it is.
How do you open it?
You have to... Have you given it a good tug yet?
That's it.
Wow.
The burial chamber of Pharaoh Tut-Tut.
Yes, that's him. Did you ever see such an ugly fellow?
So that's probably the Book of the Dead.
Looks like it. Let's grab it and get out of here.
No.
Oh, sure, I am. Just wanted a peek.
I say, this is impressive. I don't remember us having anything like this. You built me, O venerable Tut-Tut.
Venerable Tut-Tut,
Yes,
you are Pharaoh Tut-Tut?
it would appear so. Hey, you! I say, help me get off this camel. King Tut is back.
Hooray!
In any case, I guess it's okay if we take the Book of the Dead now.
Where did you get that idea, mortal? I didn't get to be God King of the desert by giving my things away.
That much is clear.
My ungrateful rucksack won't cough up the Book of the Dead just like that. And we better not get on the wrong side of his stony doppelganger. My ungrateful... Just look at him. Just sitting there like a pharaoh. Hi.
Greetings, my subject.
I'm quite sure you said something about the crazy Pharaoh Tut-Tut when we were outside the pyramid.
I'm sure I'd remember that.
When we were coming in, you called yourself ugly. And I would never doubt the word of the Pharaoh. You are crazy and ugly.
Where am I?
I'd never have thought there were golems back in your day.
Of course there were. I invented them. How could we possibly have erected the pyramids without giant living stone statues? With ropes, sledges, and a lot of muscle power?
Whenever I hear a golem story, it always ends in catastrophe.
Oh, shush. If you deploy them wisely and in moderation, then nothing bad will happen. Our flowering lordum ipsum out there is living proof of that.
The Book of the Dead. You've got it. I need it.
What exactly are you trying to tell me?
Don't you think you owe me something?
Owe you something?
You'd never have got in here without me. I opened the pyramid. I opened the gate to the burial chamber with my friends. I even carried you around on my back half the time.
Do we know each other?
Farewell, son of the desert.
What? Who?
Either Tut used to be much bigger, or the statue wasn't built to scale. I wonder whether there's something he's trying to compensate for. The statue's watching us. I can feel it. It notices as soon as one of us gets close to the Book of the Dead. The statue's... The murals seem to have something to do with this board with the marbles. Perhaps a kind of ritual. The murals seem to have... Perhaps... The pharaoh's golden sarcophagus must have been inside this stone one. Must have been a nasty shock for Mortimer to find it occupied. This tunnel is clearly much more recent than the rest. I guess this was Mortimer's way out of here once the stone ball blocked his way back. I'll have a look where the tunnel leads. If we'd known about this passage before, it would have saved us a lot of trouble.
Perhaps MacGuffin wanted to protect the tomb from tomb raiders. Or he wanted to have a private entrance so he could clear the tomb at a later date himself.
The sundial works incredibly well. It tells me it's high time to get on with things.
Lorem ipsum. Nate has really found what treasure hunters and adventurers have spent hundreds of years looking for. Impressive. A bit, anyway. Nate can't put a foot wrong as far as Mary's concerned. She just obeys him, even when he doesn't have a clue about airships. Elf ships are powered by the wind, and every now and then by magic when there isn't any. We elves don't use makeup, and if some of us weren't so self-conscious about our big ears, there wouldn't be any cosmetic mages either. I'm looking fatter and fatter by the hour. Make it stop. I did tidy up in here once, and I wasn't thanked for it. He'll just have to find his way through this chaos on his own. The Mary's watching me when she thinks I'm not looking. I suspect she still doesn't believe that I didn't betray Nate. Mary reminds me of my old governess. I never used to talk to her unless it was absolutely necessary. There's a huge selection of dressing up clothes in the wardrobe. I don't, however, think it's going to help me right now. Not with my stomach like this.
Hey, Mary.
Captain Nate?
Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine we'd set sail with Critter and Ivo again.
Only little Wilbur is missing.
He's on a dangerous mission in the dark woods.
Aren't you worried?
Nah, the little guy learned from the best. All right, let me know if there's a problem.
And then?
All right, what have we here? What did Tut-Tut say? You have to move the figure to one of the treasure fields without the golem catching you. The rest I'll probably just have to try out. Done! The present of the pharaoh for his favored concubine. Still wrapped. Jewelry? Gems? Is that really clothing? It feels somehow right.